What is going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name's Connor and I'm a medical student studying abroad in Ireland, and I actually just wrapped up my third year, so very exciting times. Have one more year to go, but I'm home for the summer now in Canada, in my hometown of Ottawa, Ontario at the moment. Really nice to see my family and friends, enjoying the nice weather, even got a few golf rounds in already, so not complaining. And just wanted to provide you guys with a few life updates, so let's get into it. Now for my school year. It was a very eventful year, it was very busy, and I think my biggest takeaway, even though it sounds kind of cliche, was how much I actually learned this year. Now, I thought there was a pretty big jump going from year 2 to year 3, and I think this is just being in the clinical setting, dealing with real world patients, conversing and learning from various doctors, and I think a lot of you medical students in years 1 and 2 in your preclinical years will find the same when you actually get to year 3. Nonetheless, it was a big year to get through, and happy I'm through it and one more year to go. Now, what I found most interesting about year 3 was, like I kind of said before, just taking that jump from the preclinical years to actually being in the hospitals, being in the outpatient setting too, whether it's general practice, family medicine, whatever, dealing with these real world patients. I thought that was most interesting to me and kind of made me feel more like I was actually going to be a doctor soon rather than, just studying my whole life. That was my own personal take, definitely the most interesting for me, being in that real world setting. Now, I think it was also really cool to see the differences between the outpatient setting, such as being in general practice, to the hospitals, just in terms of the environment, the different patient demographics, and for me, kind of going through my different rotations and seeing what I actually want to do. So what was tough about this semester? I mean, meeting academic demands is always tough. There's a lot of things going on. It's a busy program, but I think I was able to manage that pretty well. And obviously managing that work-life balance that I always talk about and preach on this channel, super important to me, but it's difficult nonetheless. But was able to go on a few trips this semester and also spend time with friends, enjoy the weather, go golfing. And I think from a fitness perspective, I managed to stay pretty healthy. So all things considered, I'm happy with that. Now, I just want to talk about a few teaching moments I had in my third year. Obviously, I talked earlier about how I felt like I learned so much this year, and none of that would be possible without the help of my mentors and teachers and doctors I worked with. So starting off, I just wanted to talk about the GP I worked with for 18 weeks. I talked about this in another video, obviously, but he was a pretty integral part to my learning and basically my first real mentor in medical school. So shout out to him. He was fantastic and learned a lot in GP. Now, during my time in Tullamore, there were countless doctors who were fantastic and integral to my learning, but I wanted to make a special shout out to my surgery and medicine tutors. So starting with my surgery tutor, I was only able to spend about 6 weeks out of the 9 weeks I was supposed to spend with him, but unfortunately got sick and eventually passed away later on this semester. But he really made a mark on me, and I'm really appreciative of the knowledge he passed on to me. So I'll remember that forever for sure. And secondly, my medicine tutor, we had her for the last 9 weeks of the program, and she spent numerous hours with us, and in particular got us really ready for the end of year exam. So we'll always appreciate that. So now that I'm done third year, what am I going to be doing for the next 3 months while I'm back in Canada before I start my fourth year? Well, I'm going to be going to Vancouver General Hospital in Vancouver, British Columbia. I have an elective there, so I'm going to be working there in the intensive care unit as part of an internal medicine rotation, so very excited for that. I've only been to Vancouver once before. I went last summer to visit a buddy. It's obviously a very beautiful place, so excited to return, but going to be there for the entire month of June, so 4 weeks at the hospital. There's going to be a lot of long hours, overnight shifts, weekend shifts, so very excited for the journey, and I'll try and bring you guys along for as much of it as I can. So I leave for Vancouver in a few days, but what else am I doing this summer? Well, it's actually going to involve a lot of studying. Now, I probably know what you're thinking. You're like, why is this guy studying in the summer? Well, I have 3 different board exams to write towards the end of this summer and the early part of my fourth year. So the first one is the USMLE Step 2. Now, if you guys remember my Paris video, I wrote part 1 last year in November. This is the second part of the US board exam. As I mentioned, I'm doing the US and Canadian board exams. So I have that one in mid-August. And then I have the MCC QE1, which is the Canadian written exam. I'm doing that in September. And I also have the NAC, which is the clinical skills component for the Canadian exam as well. So it's gonna be a busy summer, a lot of studying, but it's gonna be like a character building summer. Just gotta stay disciplined and keep working hard and get through it. So obviously my 4th year is just a few months away, and I'm gonna bring you guys more along that journey when that time comes, but just wanna say for now, super excited. We have a few new rotations to add to the mix. So we have medicine and surgery again, and we're also adding obstetrics and gynecology, pediatrics, and psychiatry. So really excited for that year. Gonna be a lot of moving parts with applications and interviews, etc. But like I said, I'll bring you guys more along that journey when that time comes. So in general, a lot of moving parts, a lot of things going on, but I'm excited for my future, but also the future of this channel. And I want to put out videos that you guys want to see. So make sure you write in the comments what kind of videos you want to see. For my next video, I'm going to be doing a Q&A session. Now, a lot of people have messaged me about this, so finally time to do one. So I want you guys to write all your questions out to me. I'm going to try and answer as many of them as I can. Really excited for this video so you guys get to know a bit more about me, and be 100% honest, ask whatever you want to ask, and I'm going to be honest with you as well. So I'm going to wrap up this video now. Hope you guys got a better perspective of what I'm up to, and I just want to say thank you for all the feedback, comments, likes, subscribers. This is what keeps me motivated and keeps this channel going, so I really appreciate it. Let's continue to get those numbers up. If you did enjoy this video, please subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.